Okay, fantastic. Well, good afternoon, students. Today we're going to talk about chapter 4, documentation of medical records. Documentation of medical records. Let me put all my accessible toys up here. This belongs to the school. These be mine. They're green. I don't know what idea with that. Okay, figure it out later. Okay, fantastic. So we're going to open our workbooks to chapter 4 in this edition of the Fortney workbook. So I know right about now they have already published and sent out the chapter 15 editions. But for right now, this is what we're going to work on. And I think this may be the last class that's going to be, y'all may be the last class that's going to be in this book. So by the time I get a new rotation of students, they'll be in the 15th edition. Okay. And I'll be doing a little bit of talking from the actual handbook here. A little bit of talking from the handbook here. And the answer key that I have. So we're going to go through some of the answers and discuss them through the workbook. So in your workbook, turn to chapter 4 in your Principles of Insurance workbook. Okay. Now, they have some medical terms and abbreviations that you all should have looked up already. This is the second page of the medical terms and abbreviations. We'll turn back to the first page. So you all should have already done that on your own. For those who do not have a book, you can Google them. Just make sure it's medical related. It makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions about that. We're going to move on to assignment 4-1. Assignment 4-1. This is it right here. And that is on page 47 and 46. 47 and 46. Okay. So, what I would like to start off by saying about chapter 4 documentation. Okay. Documentation is everything. Okay. Documentation is everything. Okay. And you will find as a coder and as a biller that if it was not documented, it was not done. Okay? That is, i.e., that is changing or adding of codes, changing or adding of codes, changing or adding pertinent information as a correction, which is out of your scope, okay? And also never using liquid paper or correction tape on soap notes, i.e., that is paper-based medical records. Paper-based medical records. Okay, so let me back up so y'all can see this. Documentation is everything. Everything. Where do you live in the soap notes? Where do medical and billers live? Where do we live? Subjective, objective, assessment, or plan? Assessment. Very good, Victor. Why do we live in the assessment? Tell me why. Okay. Analyze and do what?
Record information.
And record information. Okay, that's well, you're analyzing recorded information. You're right. That the doctor has stated the diagnosis and the procedure codes of the patient. This is where we live all day, every day. We have to check into these things to make sure they justify the diagnosis code and the procedure code. Does everybody understand that? Diagnosis code does what? What does diagnosis code tell? What is that, Ashley? What's wrong with the patient? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with the patient? Or what is your CC? CC mean chief complaint. Or what is your onset? Onset meaning what? How long has this occurred? A day or two? A week? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? A month? What's your onset? The patient needs to tell you how long this been going on. Okay? Or what's your chief complaint? Okay, ma'am, I understand that you had to pay for parking before you come up in here. I understand that. That's upsetting. But beside that, now I'll revisit that. But why are you here? Oh, because you got a headache and your nose is stuffy and you don't feel good and your eyes are dry and your nose is running. Okay, then those are your chief complaints. Okay, we'll try our best, ma'am, to address your parking issue. Maybe we can validate that on your way out. Okay, all right, that's all I need to know, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, now, procedure code. Procedure code tells what? What was done? What was done? What the doctor did? Okay. Did he do labs or order labs? Did he order some radiology reports? How long did he spend with the patient? How much time? Was it 10 minutes? Was it 20 minutes? Was it 30 minutes? Was it 45 minutes? He needs to kind of tell you that. There are some variables that's going to tell you that. Okay? So this is very important. Okay, so I'm going to review one more time. What does subjective, whose conversation is going on subjectively? Who's having a conversation? Okay, so the patient and the nurse. Very good. Patient and the nurse. Who's having conversation objectively? Doctor and who? Patient. Patient and the doctor is having a conversation. What is the plan all about? Treatment, okay, such as return to the office. Okay, what else? Medication, okay. Possibly what else? To see a what? Specialist. Referral. Okay, very good, very good. Just kind of had to touch up on that for a minute. Okay, so now you're learning documentation. You must learn documentation so that you can understand what you are coding and how to code. Sometimes the doctor may forget to put in some variable that he spent 10 or 15 minutes with a patient. So you're going to have to kind of go back and figure that out with him. But in the plan, he gave the patient prescribed Robitussin, some ampicillin. Okay, he forgot to write down what the diagnosis was. But you could see by the medication, it's obvious that the patient had a cold. But that's not for you to just guess and put that information in there. You need to verify that by the physician or by the nurse. Okay? They need to put that in there themselves. Believe you me, when you're dealing with electronic medical records have IP addresses. That IP address tells who was the user and what computer and what time this was done too on the computer. Diana, that IP address says that you were on the computer at 1:56 on April 6th. That's your ID and password came up, sweetie. That's why you're supposed to log out. Well, honey, you didn't log out, so somebody was functioning and operating like you. So why didn't you do Control-Alt-Delete and lock your computer, lock your keyboard? Why didn't you do that, Diana? You need to do that next time. Huh? She was hungry. She didn't care. Hunger called, right? Hunger superseded the problem. Okay. It's lunchtime. Okay, you didn't care. Okay, well, I need you to know better next time. Okay? I need you to know better. Okay. All right. So does everybody understand that? Yes, no, maybe so, comments, compliments? Okay, fantastic. All right, can I erase this? Y'all want to take a picture for erasing? No? Okay. Yes. Little graph and everything, little bows and a sugar diagram. Okay. So there are two types of medical records. We're living in a day and time where one is being phased out while the other one is more so coming to life. It's already existing, but one is going to soon become dinosaur, but it's still functional. And the other one is making its presence well known. Two types of medical records. You have paper-based medical records and you have electronic medical records. Okay, let me spell this out. Paper-based. Okay, and electronic medical records. Electronic medical records. Okay, now, paper-based medical records, PBMR, comes in 4 types: in an acute care. Anybody remember what I said acute care means? Anybody remember? No? Okay. Inpatient. Give you an example. In an acute care hospital setting. We're going to talk about that when we go over the questions. Well, you know what? I'm not going to put that up there right now. Okay. You have problem-oriented. And this is coming off the sheet that I gave y'all. Record system. This is number 2. You have source-oriented. Record system. You have integrated. Record system. Okay. There's another one that's called, they didn't put that on there. Serial number system. And these are used in the emergency rooms. And then you have how these records are organized by way of terminal digit order. Terminal digit order. Terminal digit order is only found in medical records organization of work in acute care settings. Now, what did I say? The acute care mean what? Inpatient. Inpatient. Okay? I'm gonna put this over here since she's not here. You know, I'm putting some fun. Is that all right? Okay. Terminal digit order is only organized in medical records in a hospital. Terminal digit order is never used in a physician office. Okay, now this is just paper-based medical records I'm talking about. I'm not talking about EMR yet. We haven't even touched that yet. Okay, does everybody understand that? Now, you probably asking, Ms. Harper, why are you telling us about paper-based medical records? I'm glad you asked. Because, here she goes, because some hospitals, although they're acute care, are not as large as your magnet hospitals. Your magnet hospitals are like Lamar Herman. They're huge. They got Lamar Herman everywhere. Methodist is huge. They got Methodist everywhere. Okay? And their requirements of nurses which is starting to be a much larger trend now, more so than the associate degree or bachelor degree nurses. So they're starting to step up their demand of education requirements for employees. Okay, because of health grades, because of JCO. How many of y'all ever heard of JCO, Joint Commission? Okay, so those kind of reasons. Okay, conditions of participation and stuff like that. It all deals with quality of people that they hire, the quality of education that they hire, and who all they have working for them, and the amount of quality of work that they have to do, along with surveying. Okay, how many of y'all received any kind of surveys visiting a doctor's office, after visiting a doctor's office? So your children may have gotten them, or maybe you may have gotten them, or a parent may have gotten a survey from the hospital or something. If not, they coming. They probably in your junk email and you just didn't bother to look. Surveys to hospitals these days are very important because of healthcare reform. They want to know how good are you behaving with the patients, because we're the ones, CMS, that deems all the rules for all the other commercial insurance, how well you treating the patients. That's going to dictate how well we should pay you. Oh, slap on the wrist. Okay. All right. Now, which I think is good. Why keep paying a hospital if they're not doing a good job? Oh, okay. Now, terminal digit order. Only found in medical organization of work in the acute care setting. You have skilled nursing facilities, you have long-term care facilities. These long-term care facilities are, they're like the rehabilitation facilities. These are folks that need to stay in the hospital beyond a week, beyond 2 weeks. They need to stay there about a month or two. Those are your long-term care facilities, okay? And they have different types of medical records. The serial number, it has its own category in medical records. Why does it have its own category in medical records in the hospital? I'm glad you asked. Because folks come to the ER and sometimes they're released and they only stay in the ER less than 23 hours. Anything over 24 hours is considered inpatient. Does everybody understand that? Why? Why is it considered inpatient? Because you have room and board. We're going to put you in an observation room. Sometimes you may be in a shared observation room. Sometimes you may be in an observation room privately by yourself. We're going to have you there 24 hours, so you're going to get hungry. I might as well charge you for lunch, dinner, and maybe a 10 o'clock snack. I get plenty of snacks. Mm-hmm. Methodists know me well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll be watching Jimmy Kimmel laying in the bed. I call my nurse. Ding, 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 ding. Can I have a snack box? Sure, you can have a snack box. I said, well, what you got? Turkey sandwich. That's fine. Turkey sandwich with chips and a drink. And I'm good for the night. I always ask for my snack box. Just a little tip, just a little tip. Okay, now, because they're going to charge me for it, why not? Okay, so this is all encompassing in the paper-based medical record. Now, let's talk about terminal digit order in numbering. Let's get you to understand how that works. 0, 0, 0, 5, 2, 6, 3, 0, 1, 5, 1. 0, 0, 0, 5, 2, 6, 3, 0, 00052630149. Do y'all see the trend here? How it's going? Okay. So this is going like this. So 495051 and so on and so on and so on and so on. Does everybody understand that? It's kind of backwards. Okay. Now, they do not have terminal digit order medical records in physician office. Now, can I erase this? Do I need to take a picture? And make sure I get this on the tube. Hey, y'all missing my class. Okay, me. All right. Let me erase this.
There you go.
You got your snack box. You didn't bring me a snack box?
No, but I will next time.
Okay. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Y'all appreciate it.
She hit my car.
Oh, she hit your car. Oh, okay. Okay. That's the Friday from that lawsuit. Watch it, girl. Watch it.
I ain't signing nothing.
There you go. Don't sign nothing. Call Jim Adams. The hammer.
Y'all like a hammer.
Oh.
You better stop.
Y'all so funny. Okay, now another form of let me erase this. I don't want y'all getting that confused. Let me erase this. Y'all getting that confused. Another form of paper-based medical records is in a physician. Shoot the horse. Put it away. Another form of paper-based medical records. There you go. Is physician office medical records. Physician office medical records. Okay. Now, in physician office medical records, they do what you call alphabetic medical records. See if Diana can remember this. Okay, so say like your last name, Garza Gonzalez. Gonzalez. Okay, G-O-N, right? And then you have 1, 2, 3. Okay, and your name is Diana. D for Diana. Okay. All right. Now, your sister. Give me your sister's name. Sheila.
Or Sylvia.
Sylvia. Yeah, Sylvia. There you go. Okay, so Sylvia. 1, 2, 4. Uh-oh. Sylvia. Right? Okay. And then I don't know. You have a Tracy? Teresa?
Got Sheila.
Got a Sheila? Okay. Well, SH come before SY. So let's do Tracy.
Okay.
Let's just make it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 1, 2, 5. Okay, Tracy. Does everybody understand that? Let me show you what I mean. Let's see, I think I have an example in my luggage. Give me just a minute. Did I talk about it in my other class? Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, here it is. Okay, so just imagine this is Gonzalez, G-O-N. But instead I was talking about somebody's name Smith. I'm talking about one of my students, Rhonda Smith, LaRonda. So on the outside, if you've never seen how many of y'all have seen paper charts, like in the office? Like somebody walk you back with a paper chart? No?
Yes, I seen those.
You've seen those before? Okay. Victor, what about somebody walk y'all back with a laptop?
Or the tablet.
Or the tablet? Okay, okay. Well, this conversation is more so for y'all because they're familiar with it, but this is more so for y'all because, again, you might work in some doctor's offices that are still part of the dinosaur age, and they're kind of blending over. It's taking them a little while. Okay. Now, it's gonna be on the shelves just like this. Okay. And the patient gonna come in, Robert Smith. You're gonna see Robert Smith medical record number 00123. Robert Smith. You have a Sylvia Smith. Okay, so she's gonna be next line over here. SMI 00123 or 124. Does everybody understand that? All the colors for the SMIs is like yellow, orange, green, yellow, orange, green, yellow, orange, green, yellow, orange, green until it changed. Why did it change from yellow, orange, green? Okay, let me do this. This changed from yellow, orange, green to now this is going to be blue, white, and purple. Why is that? Okay, no, wait, let me change that. Take that back. White, yellow, white, and purple. G, O, U, S. Gustavus. Everybody's last name is Gustavus. I'm just making up something. Okay, so now you noticing the trend here: yellow, orange, green. Yellow, orange, green. You see all the yellow, orange, green categories until this is going to change yellow, white, purple. Now you see you all in the categories with the GUSs. Does everybody understand that? So that person is supposed to be in there. Now, if you're good with alphabetics, if it's Octavia and Philip Gustavus, then who comes first? Octavia. Then Philip is second. That's how you differentiate who comes first and when you categorize in the medical records. Does everybody understand that? Now, medical records in a physician office, this is the only office setting that has alphabetic medical records. They do not do alphabetic medical records acute care. None done in acute care. Acute care means what? Okay, thank you. Acute care settings. If somebody tells you that, you need to get on the phone, call me real fast, so I can charge them for a consultation fee for a visit. Okay, does everybody understand that? Okay, very good. Now we can move on. Let's talk about electronic medical records. I'm gonna erase this, okay? Let me make sure I get this on the tube. Everybody see? Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so everybody got it. All right. Now, electronic medical records. Electronic. Oh, that's your stuff. I was like, this feels good.
Oh,
That's okay. They do have some fruit flavored markers, but I thought it was this one. That's you. Okay. So electronic medical records are narrow. They're narrow and specific to information. to providership alone. Let me give you an example about what I mean. Electronic health records are broad. They broad by access of information abstracted from the EMR of the provider. Okay? Now, let me give you an example about what I mean. An example of a narrow provider. Kelsey Sebo. UT Physicians. Methodist. PCP. Okay? Those type of doctor organizations. These are doctor organizations. Okay? Now, you have EHRs that may abstract some information. I'm going to break down what that means. Such as hospitals, Texas Children, St. Luke's Episcopal, Memorial Hermann Hospital System, Methodist Hospital System. Okay, can't think of any other popular ones right now. Okay, so these are EHR based. Now, what you have is, what I mean is EMR given to EHR by way of the RHIO. RHIO means Registered Health Information Organization. It is a portal that allows filtered, limited patient information to be accessed. To be accessed. ACCESS. To be accessed. If y'all want to know, to be accessed. ACCESSED. To be accessed. Okay. Have I talked to y'all before about the circle of life? Did we talk about the circle of life? Did we talk about Akunda Matata? We talked about Akunda Matata. Do I need to go over Akunda Matata? Okay, let me go back over Akuna Matata. Okay. Okay, did y'all get all this? Mm-hmm. Okay, I just want to make sure I get that on the tube. This means access. ACCESSED. I just didn't have room enough to finish. All right. Now I'm going to erase this. Okay, now RHIO. CHIO portal. Anybody ever watched the movie Matrix? Nobody remember the movie Matrix with Neo? You don't remember? Okay, you never seen it? Never, not interested? Oh, okay. It's interesting. Y'all have to, when y'all see movies, don't just see the movie because whatever about the movie, it's a message. Really, truly. Movies have messages. They do. And sometimes it's hidden. I believe in Matrix. I believe in the science. I know y'all think I'm crazy. It's all right. Moving right along. Moving right along. RHIO. So, like the Matrix has a portal. Remember how Neo, in the movie, I think they would be connected to a lot of stuff. And when they close their eyes and they get connected, they kind of go through this system when they wake up somewhere else. Right? They're like, where am I at? Where am I at? Okay? It's kind of like that, you know, with some of the demographic information. So once the RHIO is in the middle, it connects from provider offices to the hospital. And so sometimes depends on the relationship of the hospitals through the portal. Remember, the RHIO is kind of like your clearinghouse. Remember I said a clearinghouse is like a filter. Okay? It's either going to let it go through or it's going to do what? Kick it back at you. Well, it's kind of like that with the RHIO, with the portal. So once it goes through, it's not going to let everything go through. It's going to only be just the patient demographic information. What's in the demographic information? Name, address, the gender of the person, contact information, insurance, okay? All that, some labs, some prescriptions, some labs, some, okay, are going to come through there. Why would some of that filter through from Kelsey-Seybold to St. Luke's? Because of their what? Huh? Their system of relationship. They've been in relationship a long time. You know that. A lot of their surgeries that Kelsey-Seybold physicians do are at St. Luke's. It's very rare they do anything. It's very, very rare that I've ever known. They do anything at Methodist or Memorial Hermann. I mean, you got to be like some special. Pay for that. And want to be outside of that. You got to be some special. Okay? Now, because of relationship. So it's easy for Kelsey-Seybold for that information to come through the portal and it gets into their system. And so the information don't wake up until you type it in. Once you type it in, then it's like, whoo, what happened? I'm here, I'm alive. Oh my goodness. Here's all the information you want to know about Diane. Here's all the information you want to know about Tara Harper. Here's all the information you want to know about Ashley. It wakes up. Do y'all understand that illustration? I just had to put it scientific. Okay, all right, have fun. Okay, so moving right along. So let's do Texas Children. Let's do St. Luke's Episcopal Hospital. Let's do Memorial Hermann Hospital System. And let's do Methodist. Okay? Now, let's do Kelsey-Seybold. Let's do UT Physicians. What's another one? Methodist Care. Methodist Physicians, Methodist PCP. Okay? And Molina Physicians. We'll just say that. I'm just making up something. I know Molina Insurance is real, but I'm just saying. Okay, Molina Physicians. Okay, so if a patient is seen at Molina Physicians and they are referred to St. Luke's Episcopal Hospital, okay? Some of their information is going to be filtered through. Their information such as, what did I say earlier before?
The demographics.
Demographics and demographics is their insurance. I'm sorry, demographics is their home address, their phone number, their work number, their email. What else? Insurance, what?
Insurance. You said some prescriptions.
Some prescriptions, what else? Some labs, what else? Some radiology, okay? Echocardiograms, MRIs, CT scans, radio. Yeah, I know what I mean by radio. Okay, so some of that's gonna come through. All the patients, sometimes when the patient goes to the emergency room, all the patient have to do is give their date of birth and their name. And voila, everything pops up. They're gonna say, well, how you know all that?
Oh, they don't ask for your social.
Sometimes they can ask for your social. It's not mandatory, but sometimes they can ask for it. But it's not mandatory. That's a hip time. We'll talk about that a little later. Uh, but are y'all getting this? So I don't know. Sometimes when the EMR system started happening, and I used to work for them more, and I knew that they were changing systems the last time I left because see, that's my it was 2010. Yeah, they were changing systems. So I was just dropped out. So I went there. I said, oh, here's my insurance card, here's my ID. Yeah. Now we work at Lamar Herman. Lamar Herman, you don't have any other choice but get him health. If you're gonna be a Lamar Herman employee, you're gonna have to choose him health. There is no other alternative. No. Okay. Insurance information. Because my doctor that was doing my surgery is a UT physician affiliate. So whatever is in his system is filtered over to Lamar Herman. Whatever I update over here is going to be updated over here by way of this. This only is seeing need to know basis. By a need-to-know basis. Okay? Meaning you have your what? Financial counselors, your financial counselors, they're the ones that's telling you have a copay. Or, ma'am, you have a deductible. Well, ma'am, I'm so sorry, but you have a $500 deductible and your 20% is $120. How you gonna take care of that? Okay, well maybe we could work a down payment. Can you do $300 down? You can't do $300 down? Okay, well, can you do $250? Well, can you do $250? Can you do $200? Well, what can you do? Okay, ooh, man, let me go get some clearance, because see, that's beyond my credit rate. And okay, sometimes they're just limited to who your name is. That's it. Okay, these are done on a need to know basis. Now, as far as like your diagnosis, your H&P and all like that, they don't have that information. The next level up would be your RNs, your nurse practitioners, your physician assistants, and your physicians. They're going to have access to most or all of your information. Now, sometimes they may not have your insurance. Why? Why are they living? There's a protocol to everything. If they say we need an MRI done, okay, ma'am, we MRI. So hold tight. Let me order an MRI and we'll be back. Now, it may seem like 30 minutes to an hour, lunchtime. You just saw the doctor 7:30 this morning. It's going on lunchtime. Sarah Michael Strahan show is on. Okay, they let y'all know how much TV I watch. Sarah's Michael Strahan show is on. Okay, now let's make a deal. Come on. Okay, this man, he told me he was gonna be back. He said he was gonna order the MRI. When they gonna do this? Nothing after midnight. No snack boxes after midnight. The last snack box you can have is at 10:30. That's it. Okay. All right. Because we got to do an MRI. Well, it took y'all all day to make a. You do. Yeah. Sure do. Now, you probably saying, Miss Harper, why are you saying all this? I'm glad you asked. Remember what I said once before? And when y'all finish this class, I don't want you so narrow-minded looking for just billing jobs or just coding jobs. No. There are other jobs you can do.
Good evening.
Ah, woo! Oh, Jesus.
Why are you so jumpy?
I wasn't expecting you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you. Jesus, help me out. Help me out. I'm just all in my own little zone. I was not expecting him. I'm in my own little zone. Okay, Jesus. Where was I at?
What she said, there are other jobs you can do.
There are other jobs you can do. Thank you. That's a little line through me. Admission reps. Now, somebody called patient 2, 3, 4. Okay. The 1, 2, 3, and 4 explain. Well, I'll just use. Okay. Don't get mad if Diana get a 2 or 3 when she finished from here? Why am I saying that, Brenda?
Because she has some kind of background.
She has background experience already. Do y'all understand that? Be true to thine own self. Shakespeare. Okay. So don't get mad. Now, she gonna hit your car again. I'm just letting you know. So if you get a dent, you know who did it. That's why she hit it already. She already know. Just play a hating, right? Hey, are y'all hearing me? It's okay, Victor. Why is it okay? Why is it okay, Victor?
You'll get more experience during the love later on.
Oh, he said the magic phrase. I like what you said. You'll get more experience and you'll move up. Now, Brenda, she's pretty good with the computer. They might get impressed and say, she's good with the computer. And she fast. And she know how to explain all that. Give her 6 months. Girl, how would you like to get promoted? I'm gonna put you at a 2. Then she gonna come to Diana.
Just don't partner.
Guess what? Now she don't like you.
See?
She don't like you. She tormented you.
Yeah.
She teased you. Now she don't like you. Diana. Ew. Now she doing real good. Brenda taking charge. She helping run the office. She helping the supervisor when she's out for the day. Like another raise, because I'm about to be a director over here. How would you like to be a 2? You know what? I forgot they filled that spot. Diana have that. Let's make you a 3. So now, yeah, I like your sportsmanship.
It's whatever they need.
Everybody don't have good sportsmanship. They don't. They get upset because you playing favorites.
Brenda, you and 3 cover me for lunch.
See,
Oh, now she's trying to be your friend. Watch that. Watch that, little kid.
can't trust her.
Can't trust her. But do y'all see? You see how that work, Victor? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Very good. I like his thumb move. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. In reality, I'm not trying to get you to go below your means or below your thought. Something is better than nothing. So start in the dough. Stay in the dough. Send it after 4 months, and you talking about I'm ready to go. You're gonna take your Easter basket and all your lunchtime. And then it's going on 1, 2 o'clock. We like, where Ashley at? She said bye. She ain't coming back. She told us bye for real. Okay. Okay. Does everybody understand that? Then you work your way up. Give yourself 6 months to a year in that position. Once you do that, I promise you, I have lived the testimony. I promise you. I went from one job to another job with an $8,000 increase in 1 year. 1 year. Go. Because all my checks was going back to Mrs. anyway, so it didn't really make no difference. Okay. Does everybody understand this? What time is it? Am I talking beyond lunch? Okay, I ain't talking beyond. Okay, good. Because I know I can talk forever.
Still got an hour.
Sit down now. Okay. Because I do my, like, what time is it? Lord, baby, it's been 2 hours. I'm sorry. Because I will go on and on and on and on and on. With a glass of. Okay, now let's move on. Glad I broke. There's a lot to do in medical records. If you Google on Indeed or any search engine that pulls up jobs and put on their medical record jobs, you'll find so many medical record jobs. Will this education qualify you for that? Yes. because you learn in chapter 4. Yes. So again, I don't want y'all walking y'all pretty little selves out of here and gonna sit behind a desk and look cute 8 hours a day. That's not gonna work, sweetie. Sometimes you might have to do coding and billing. Depends on the size of the practice. Sometimes you might have to do scheduling and the front desk. Depends on the size of the practice. All right, let's look at number 1. Everybody should have their little keys here, their answer keys. Ashley, I'm gonna start with you, love. When you all work for these doctor's offices and you signing them up with these insurance companies, these clearing houses, these electronic medical record places and stuff, these electronic prescription places, you have to make sure that CMS has that paper to say that your practice is using all of this, right? So that your physician can start getting incentives. Okay. Now, when this plays out, probably like 2022, maybe 2023, they're going to start really charging them hard. More than 2%. Because they're really discouraging folks from using paper. You still have folks that want to send claims by paper, send medical records. When the insurance company, when I worked in the insurance industry, if we wanted to appeal a claim and whatever, we would ask for copy. I'm sorry, not appeal. Whenever we would ask the providers for more information, and they try to appeal to us about why this claim should be paid, and we'll ask them to send us copies of the patient's medical records. Instead of them sending it to us electronically, they send it to us by paper, which takes more time, which takes more manpower. Now we got to hire a staff to deal with paper outside of the staff that deals with electronic. That's why we charge them like that. Okay. All right. Very good. So I had to talk about meaningful use for a minute. Okay. Who was the last person reading? Brenda, you were the last person reading? Meaningful use?
Yes.
Okay. Diana, the next question.
What is the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services definition of legible documentation?
Mm-hmm.
That which is understood, recognizable by someone outside of the medical practice who is unfamiliar with the handwriting.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Victor, next question.
Performance of services or procedures consistent with the diagnosis done with standards of good medical practice and proper level of care known as medical necessity.
Medical necessity. Okay. Performance of services or procedures consistent with the diagnosis done with standards of good medical practice or proper level of care given in an appropriate setting known as medical necessity. Let me erase this. Does everybody have this? Let me make sure that gets on the tube. Okay. So let's talk about medical necessity for a minute. Let me erase this. Very good. Medical necessity by example. Let's say TMJ. Anybody ever heard of TMJ? Anybody ever heard of lockjaw? Okay, so lockjaw. Lockjaw has to be sometimes taken care of by a dentist. And these days, they have dentists that are medical doctors as well as BDS. Okay? You why in a minute. Okay, now, sometimes on the medical side, TMJ causes what? Headaches. Causes what? Migraine. Okay? Rubbing of tissues, such as your inner cheeks, the inside of your cheeks, which are made up of epithelial cells. Okay? Now, these are treated by medical doctors. Now, if the doctor, let's say your PCP, if your PCP has treated you and they decide, okay, we're going to send you to a specialist. That specialist may be a what? Neurologist. Okay? Or an ear, nose, and throat doctor. Your ears are ringing, your ears hurt. Do you have vertigo? We need to send you to an ENT doctor. They need to run their tests to see what's going on. They're saying, okay, we did a sleep study, neurologist. We did an x-ray and an auditory test, okay. Looking at the test results, ma'am, do you grind your teeth at night? You grind your teeth at night? Yeah, you grind your teeth at night. Okay. And when you do that, sometimes do you clench your teeth at night? Maybe because you didn't deal with the day too well, so you're dealing with the day when your body is asleep. It's popping. So subconsciously, you dealing with the day. My husband would tell me, I don't know what I was going through. I think it was like a week or two ago. I think it was church. I was just so much stuff going on. I wasn't stressed about anything. I just was doing too much. And I was on my way to sleep. And he would say, every time you go to sleep, you just talking. Wake it up. I'll wake myself. And I'm talking my way into a wake up. I'm like, what was I saying? What was I saying? And he's like, I don't know, but you've been doing that lately. You got a lot on your mind. Is everything all right? I said, yeah, everything fine. I just been doing a lot. Sometimes when I overexert myself, my sleep talking, and I've been sleep talking since college, like that. You know, Now, if I'm riding home and I'm chilling and have my little self-talk moments, whatever, decompressing the day, I can sleep. But now if I'm just dog tired and I'm straight coming on to the house, oh Lord, if you ain't give me a minute to decompress, I'm gonna be talking in my sleep. You be like, You can't open your mouth much. Oh my goodness. I mean, it would be awful. I mean, they would stop looking at me. Anyway. So every night, wake up like a champ. Okay, ear, nose, and throat. Got this situation fixed. Okay. Then they say, well, we need to send for a further study over to this dentist in New Orleans. He was good. He was very scientific. And he did a, how can I say, an MRI, CAT scan, pinway. Was very small. He says, that's so unusual. How is that? Can you breathe? Do you get headaches? Well, yeah, I get headaches. Oh, because you're, and we were talking. They say, I have a small airway. And I'm like, really, Mama? I said, me too. I don't know. That's kind of like a conclusional thing. Those that sing for soprano and higher pitch have small airway openings. My mother had small airway openings. He like, no, baby, I'm your daughter. I'm your daughter. Trust me. A jaw is not locked. Your jaw is not locked. Okay. You don't have no wisdom teeth. All my wisdom teeth were taken out in nursing school. Yeah, one 10 years. He took them. He said, "Let's just take them all out. Take them out. You don't need them. Take them all out." Okay. So now, what they did after he saw all of this, and he said, "Your air pipe, your windpipe, or your air opening is small. You don't have locked jaw. Okay, and you have no wisdom teeth. So we're going to rule out that you just clearly have migraines." And that you need a teeth retainer to stop the grinding of your teeth, which will hence stop the earache. Give me some good migraine medication. I take it every drops, we good. I don't need too much of that. The medical side of the insurance, the dental side. In this instance, why? Because it's necessary to treat under dental. Why is it necessary to treat under dental? Because it's out of scope of the medical physician. Now, I already told you, these days, you have some dentists who are medical doctors. I had this guy dealt with like root canals, like the nerves only. Endodontist. He was an endodontist. And he was an MD. He was bad. That was a bad brother. So what is it? Or you as the biller at the dental office may request medical records for the patient from the medical office because the medical office prefer the patient over. And the bills get paid from the dental side and the bills will get paid from the medical side. That's called medical necessity. Does everybody understand that? Because that TMJ is a medical and a dental issue, not just a dental issue. Okay, and y'all know these days dental insurance don't pay enough. They cost a fortune. They don't pay enough. Okay, moving right along. Same way, medical necessity. If a person got a wheelchair, what is this, 2019? Just got a new wheelchair, 2019. What is 2024? I get a new wheelchair till the 5th year. Now, medical necessity would be if they get a new wheelchair. They can't get a new wheelchair because the wheel broke or the back part fell off or the seat cracked. Even though it's necessary, unless you know pill, then you could probably fight that to help to get the insurance to pay for that, Medicare to pay for that. But now let's suppose that the person hadn't been in a wheelchair for a while. Saying suppose doesn't necessarily mean Medicare gonna pay for it. But let's suppose that the person gained a lot of weight and they no longer can use a standard size wheelchair. They have to get one of them heavy duty wheelchairs. That's a medical necessity. Does everybody understand that? And you can write a letter on behalf of the patient, send documentation. The patient's BMI at that time was 20. The patient's BMI right now is a 44. 50, 54, 52% difference in weight, difference in size. Yeah, they need this so they can get around. And it'll get approved. Sometime. Can't promise all the time, but sometime. Okay, does everybody get that? Okay, what time is it? Still not lunchtime yet? Okay, let's move along. Who was the last person that read? You, Victor? Okay. Ashley? Yeah.
Medicare administrators contractors have walk-in rights to access a medical practice without an appointment or search warrant to conduct a review of documentation, audits, and evaluations.
Okay. Brenda, 10.
If a medical practice is audited by medical officials and intentional misconduct is discovered, fines and penalties may be
Levied.
And providers may be excluded from the program.
If there's a constant trend. Now let me explain that. They're not gonna just come to the office and outrightly levy you. Hey.
Stop. All right, I got super legal.
Okay. All right, well, have a seat. All what you need is right there. So if you want to catch me on the tube, you can. Turn the paperwork over, sweetie. The very first one. Yeah, very first one. Okay, so
First one on the back or the front?
front. That chapter 4 is what we're talking about right now. I'll let you work on that a little later at your leisure. But you can listen to the tube. And then the second packet that's behind there is what I circled that you need to catch up on. And then the rest of that is what you need. If you need something else, let me know.
Okay.
All right. So they're not going to just necessarily just put you in jail or charge you penalties because if you made mistakes. Anybody who ever worked in a cubicle? Work in the office setting of a cubicle, like a customer service rep cubicle area, workstation? No? Okay, so you understand what I mean. So, yeah, this is perfect. B's back and you gonna study, okay. Stop. The EOB says, I'm not paying for this code because, okay, I gotta remember code means at this insurance company and why it won't pay. I need to make note why this insurance, what's this paper? Why this insurance won't pay because of this code and why am I doing like that? Okay, now if I'm posting notes to myself about errors that are being made on the EOB, what am I trying to do here? Say that again, dear.
Trying to catch your problem. Your areas, the areas that you need to focus in.
Yes, you're trying to catch your problems. Okay. Why? Because some of these have trends that are of error. Okay. So that means you need to study your trend. Study your trend. Study where you are constantly making mistakes. So you can what? Stop it. Please. Oh my goodness. I can't say it anymore. Now, if you catching yourself and you making this and then you correcting it and you starting to build correctly, to audit you. And they don't have to come to your office. Okay? They can audit you just by the trend of work you do. Remember that IP address, Diane? Tells what about you, Diane? What does it tell? Mm-hmm. And what else?
What you did.
What you did. And what else? Who did it?
You're on Facebook.
No, you on Facebook. On the computer. On the company computer. On the company computer, Diane.
Schoolwork.
Oh, that could. Your trends. Edna's gonna look and say, okay, well, she's starting to do okay. She must be getting a lot of error. Oh, girl, that's that new girl, Shaniqua. I've been trying to train her. I'm so sorry. We'll work on that. Okay, no problem. Okay, girl, I'll holler at you later. Girl, I told you they got a new person in the office. We can tell they're going to fix it. They're going to fix it. Next thing you know, come next month, a little better. Because they're not getting much errors. So y'all see what I'm saying? We can tell what y'all doing. We ain't got to always come to our office. Now, when you constantly in these mistakes, and you ain't doing this, you ain't doing this, you ain't OIG. Anybody know what OIG means? Office of Inspector General. Every career has one. Of Inspector General. And you know what they're gonna do? Down. That means they're gonna shut you down at 8:30. But I'll explain to them what's happening. Then you get up there with all your little Starbucks cups. You got one for yourself, your co-worker, your boss lady, the doctor. Why can't I open it? Why is there a chain on the door? What's going on? We in trouble. We're going down. Okay. Does everybody understand that? Does everybody understand that? Go home. Save yourself. It's just like the IRS. Letters, 4 letters, 5 letters, 6. Then they gonna do what? Now there's so much scam going on. They got to come and verify who they really are. Or better yet, have you come for a what? Visit. A beautiful thing. Just do right while you in grace and mercy. Don't mess it up. If you mess it up, you will know. Yes. 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 Okay. All right, then we can move on to the next thing. I might break notes to yourself, Lord Jesus. Okay. I love having fun. I'm just loving it. I love having fun with y'all. Okay, how more time is it? It ain't lunchtime yet?
I will say that.
Okay, all right. I'm waiting on my fish and shrimp. It's gonna wait a little longer. All right, that's cool. Who was the last person reading? Who's me? Oh, Brenda. Okay, Diana, go on, baby.
Define the following terms in relationship to the new patient. One who has not received any professional services from a physician or another physician of the same specialty belonging to the same group practice within the past 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Established patient, one who has received professional services from a physician or another physician of the same specialty belonging to the same group practice within the past 3 years.
Okay, stop right there. Let me do a little talk on this. Now, new patient. We all know that the acronyms for new patient means NP, right? All right, so when you have a new patient, at the time of making their appointment, you might be the one making the appointment. Demographic information. The demographic information consists of
Address.
All right. Who referred them, especially if it's a specialty doctor? Who referred you? See if they have a referral. See if they have a paper referral from the insurance company. Okay, so all of this information is sent in. Sometimes you may ask the patient for their what? Email address. Why is that? Portal password. Why you want to send them a portal password?
So they can access their information.
So they can access their information. So when they access this information, the form electronically or print them out. If they print them out, then you need to have them to do what? They need to show up to the office how many tests to do all of this. Now, this is very important in getting the demographic information plus their insurance. Why is that? Now we have the what? Insurance